How are you doing? This is KD giving a brief testimonial of the topic that I was given to speak on. And that topic was, when was the time that God has came through for you? That's a powerful question or topic. And honestly, it's a few situations that jump out to me, but if I had to answer the question broadly and directly, I would have to say he comes through for me every day. And if I could have to narrow it down, I would say there was many a times like that I always say that I'm grateful because I don't deserve to be here. And a lot of people might not understand what that means, but it's like the lifestyle that we live, or how I haven't given God my all in the past, or as much as I should do, and I'm still getting better. And he still finds it in his heart to still come through for me. We all ask God for things, but do we deserve it? Me, myself, I can answer and sometimes say, no, I don't. I'm grateful for his grace and mercy, and he always comes through with it for me. Situations where God has came through for me specifically that could have been life-changing and altering, or I would cease to be here, would be, I think, one time when I got robbed at gunpoint. A lot of people our generation speaks very tough about that, and the way the violence is in our society right now is just unreal. But I'll never forget that when that happened to me. I was saved. Still I'm saved, so I don't want to speak in past tense. Individual, I was younger, put a gun to my head when I was coming from a gas station. I wasn't paying attention. I thought I was, but obviously I wasn't paying attention enough. And just wanted to rob me. I'll never forget having that gun up to my head and having that hearing that bullet click into the chamber. It's some things in life that you'll never forget, but when your life is being put in jeopardy, you definitely won't forget that. And to hear that bullet click into that chamber, all I could say was, I literally said, "Thank you, Jesus," and said, "Lord, I do not want to die." And I'm here today, obviously, and all he took was materialistic things, which can be replaced. So I know that wasn't nothing but God. That was nothing but God in that situation. I think about a time where I was crossing the street. Again, and I always say I wasn't paying attention, but it's like sometimes you are paying attention, and something may just come a way that you just was like, how did that happen? And this is one of these situations. How did that happen? I was crossing the street with my son, and he just happened to stand on the sidewalk. I told him I'll be right back. I was crossing the street in a car. When you see certain things and they're just happening in like slow motion in the movies, and that's when this situation was happening. This car was coming right at me. He ran the red light coming right at me, and I don't even know how to explain it today without sounding unreal, but I don't even know how to explain it. And that's where the definition of a miracle is. That car was supposed to hit me, and it didn't. And I knew that was nothing but God. Nothing but God. It's just situations like that sometimes we have to share when God has came through for us or me. When I heard that, when the topic was saying, when's the time God has came through for you? The first thing some of us would go to is financial. That's easy for God. That's easy. I like to think about the things that everyone knows when I say it, that is nothing but God. Like, not being shot and killed after being robbed. Not letting that bullet come out the gun and his fingers on the trigger. Not letting that car hit you and it's coming at you and you could just see it, like so close to you, knowing you should have got hit, knowing you should be dead. That's the thing right there, when I know I shouldn't be here on a few occasions. And he always comes through for me. He always comes through. Even when I don't deserve it, he always comes through for me. That's why I live by the mantra that I am perfectly imperfect. And God is constantly coming through for me. It's that situation where you can't tell anyone and you don't want to tell anyone, and it's only you and God that knows it, and he brings you out of that situation, and you know it wasn't nobody but God. I think about that, how I grew up on the east side of Detroit and went to Persian High School and saw a lot. And it was another time God came through for me, and I'm just giving situations that I know it was nothing but God. Me and a friend of mine wanted to go to this cabaret or party at a time, and everyone was telling us not to go because it was at a hall. We was young. We were probably 17. We had no business there. And we were going, got dressed and everything. And for some odd reason, we didn't make it. We ended up going somewhere else, some other backyard party. And when we came home that night, I went over his house, and his family, everyone was on the porch crying. And my mother was looking for me too. My parents, they couldn't find me, and everyone was crying. Come to find out, 2 individuals at that party, it got shot up, and 2 individuals were killed. And apparently they thought it was us because they wouldn't release the names, but they released descriptions. And when I heard the descriptions, it sure did sound like it could have been us. And I just shook my head because that could have been us there. But for some odd reason, something told us not to go. And we got deterred in so many ways not to go there. So I was thankful for God at that. Later on, when me and my friend actually sat and talked about it. Wasn't saved at that time. Raised in the church. Parents raised us in the church. Went to church every Friday, Sunday. Well, back in the day, we went to church probably about 7 days a week. It felt like it. But I knew that was nothing but God. So if I would have to answer this question, when has God came through for you or for me, I would have to say every day that I've lived on this earth for the 50 years that I've been here. I hope that answers the question. I only did this on one take because I want to show the transparency that I had to think about this question. I didn't want to come on here with something that didn't seem authentic or sincere. So yes, that's a very good question, and I thought about this question all week. So that's why it took me a minute to gather my thoughts about this. But I think it's a great question, and I hope my answers help someone. But when I think about that, when has God came through for me, I will have to throw back the question, when hasn't he came through for me? Y'all be blessed.